people shit on Texas Chainsaw 3D is pretty understandable. The film is quite bad. They fucked up a lot with this one. They managed to not only ruin the first film, but also not care about continuity, not care about the audience, and basically insult people's intelligence. The film was obviously only made because they knew they would make a lot of money, which of course they did, and another sequel is in the works now. Instead of being a sequel to the remake, it goes back and ignores all the sequels and is a direct sequel to the first film. The film starts literally exactly where the first film finishes. A group of towns members come along to the Sawyer house after hearing about the murders. They decide to burn the house down and kill the family. Now, the first 5 minutes are actually pretty good and was pretty much the only bit I liked. Leatherface manages to get away, and so does another woman who's holding a baby. One of the town's members finds her, kills her, and steals the baby. Then when the baby's all grown up, she gets told that her grandmother has passed away and that everything has been left to her, including the house. And here is where the main problems start. The original film was made and set in 1974. The girl called Heather in this film is presumably in her 20s, which means that this film should be set in the 90s. But the problem is, it's set in 2013. There are people walking around with smartphones. It makes no sense. She should be about 40 years old. She goes to see the house with her friends and is given a letter and is told to read it. Of course, she doesn't read it until the end of the movie. This single act of stupidity ends up with all her friends getting killed. When she does eventually read the letter, it basically says, "Your cousin is in the basement. He just wants to be loved and he will look after you forever." He doesn't even know he has a cousin. Maybe the grandmother should have fucking said to him, "Your cousin is going to be living with you now before she died." But of course, if she did that, there would be no movie. So of course they go to the house and start to get murdered. This is another place where the film becomes stupid. Leatherface literally chases Heather into a carnival and starts chasing her around in front of everybody. I'm sorry, not even Leatherface is stupid enough to start killing one person in front of everyone. Plus, why is he only going for her? If he kills her, what will he accomplish? Everyone else has now seen him. Leatherface gets away and Heather is taken to a police station. Then, when they find out who she is, the deputy, who's the son of one of the people who burned the house down, takes her to the abandoned Sawyer slaughterhouse and ties her up. And then Leatherface comes along and finds out that Heather is his cousin and cuts her free. And then the mayor comes along and attacks him. Heather kills one of the officers who came in with the mayor, and then gives Leatherface his chainsaw. While doing so, she says one of the worst lines I've ever heard in any horror movie.
"Do your thing, cuz."
What a fucking awful line. It's so cringefully bad. It's even worse than the bad line at the end of the Friday the 13th remake.
"Say hi to mommy." In hell.
Of course, Heather moves in with Leatherface, which itself makes no sense. If your cousin that you've never met before kills your friends and tries to kill you, would you suddenly love him and want to live with him? No, I don't care if her life is already shitty. This is the worst idea that she could have. This film is just really bad, but I did actually kind of enjoy it. It's much better than The Next Generation. In some ways, I enjoyed it more than Leatherface. Yes, it's lazy, incredibly stupid, and the acting isn't good at all, but it still has its moments. I give it an E. So that's my Texas Chainsaw Massacre reviews. Let's finally rank the series worst to best. Number 7, Texas Chainsaw Massacre The Next Generation. Number 6, Leatherface, Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3. Number 5, Texas Chainsaw 3D. 4, Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. 3, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre Remake. 2, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre The Beginning. And number 1, the original 1974 Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Thanks for watching these reviews and I hope you liked them. Now is the time I announce the next series I'm going to review, and of course I am going to do that, so come back next week. Yes, I said next week, I'm not going to wait 5 months this time, for my review of the Evil Dead series.
Truly,